It's thirsty work when you've got hot stories like Jose Mourinho becoming the new Spurs manager. Right, Flav?
Hang on, just texting Sam. Just saying if Zidane goes, Pochettino will probably go Real Madrid. Because all the Man United fans are going, aren't they?
They're excited.
Little fucking sex pests. Like that.
Text pests.
Sex pests. Like that, looking at oogling Pochettino's fat little face. Going, come on.
Careful the little digs here, mate. Don't
fuck him.
His legacy.
What did I say? A couple of weeks I said, get the fuck out of my football club. What did I say, Jim?
And Levy was watching. Levy must have been watching. Lots of incredible stuff on this podcast. That's the James and Flav For Now podcast. I'll do the admin. You finish off your thing.
I'm done.
Final week. This is your final chance to get involved in this. You could win this. $3. Become a patron. You could also... $7, you can watch our reaction to an E-Boys compilation where Flav got very angry. And if you really want to go for it, join us on Patreon and give us $10 a month, and you have a weekly Skype where me and Flav, often I'm hungover, aren't I, go through our feelings and thoughts on the week.
Did anyone respond to the podcast we put up on Sunday? Did any of the patrons, the 47 $10 patrons... Any of them say, well done, good podcast, lads?
I don't think so.
Not one.
Maybe. They might have commented on the video itself.
Yeah,
I haven't checked,
fine.
to be fair. Hey, we love our patrons. Do we love Jose Mourinho? Coming soon. And more importantly than Pochettino going, Jose Mourinho coming in, some dude wrote the lyrics to Fix You using words to do with shark facts, and I will be playing us out and singing that song to you, Flav, at the end of the podcast.
That'll keep people around.
So stick around for that. Smash that like button. Worked last time. Smash it. Over 1,000 likes, Flav.
Really?
Yes.
And 25,000. Yay!
You want some of that? Do you want some views, James? Yes, please. Thank you very much. So continue with that. Oh, finally, with the picture. There's a code if you want 10% off. Just use the code James and Flav loves porn 10.
The guy.
£10,
I've got the name of the guy.
Eric.
No. I think his name's Richard.
What?
Who's
kicking the balls?
No, he wants this.
Oh, that wants that?
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of people that want it.
No, I'm giving you the name. I told you.
No, it'll be drawn at random.
It won't be drawn. I'm picking the name.
It will.
It's someone I know. He wants it.
It doesn't work.
He's having it. Of course it has. Of course it will. Look, do you think off camera I can't actively say to you, Jim, please give it to me, and you won't go, oh, go on then.
Say it off camera. Joking. We wouldn't do that to you guys.
Yeah, we would. 100% would.
You'll have it before Christmas. Top comments. Before we get into everything, Ollie Birkbeck, we like content before we watch around here. Smash that like button one last time. Can we hit 2,000 likes? Can we? Can we do it? I just want to see.
Who cares?
I do, because it seems to be working. The other videos are doing alright as well.
But what?
Dylan Dean, the best podcast that talks around football, only barely actually talking about it.
Fuck football.
Wow, we're definitely talking about football this week. Anthony James, best one yet, had me in stitches. Thank you for that. And Tin. It's talking about man points. We were talking about man points last week.
Oh yeah.
And you do cash your man points in, but it's more for nights out and stuff, rather than sexual favours.
Man points with your missus.
So if you get man points, say from a home win, we'll be offering up some home wins later in the show.
Yeah.
You can't go suck my dick.
Yeah, because that's a bit weird and horrible.
It's more like I'm just gonna. Is the tap still fine? It is still fine. Brilliant. I was just gonna go watch the football with the boys. Is that all right? And she go, go on then, out you get. And that's how you cash in your man points.
So I'm in the enviable position of my missus just lets me do whatever I want. Whenever I want.
That's because she's a dream.
Yeah. Do you know, I once had this pondery and whether or not this is okay and it's a healthy relationship, right? This woman doesn't like doing the washing up or doing chores, and she doesn't mind giving blowjobs. So her husband just does the washing up, does the chores, and she gives him a blowjob. Is that alright?
I mean, as long as everyone's happy.
Exactly.
That's what a relationship is.
It's just compromise.
Very similar to me and my missus. She does the bulk of the cooking, I set the bins out. So, it's very close. And Return of Too Much. Camran, can you be happily married with 3 young kids and love them as much as you love James and Flav? Question mark.
Good question.
My missus doesn't believe me.
I wasn't really listening, and then it dropped.
Yeah, got it. Good. And final comment that's came from this was mad. Actually, I'll save that to the end as well. It's a bit of BDA.
We should do a live show in a pub.
Yeah, I feel like that's on the cards.
I've got a venue
because we've been talking about it for a year.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Do you know we won't even charge?
Yeah.
Will we charge?
Nah, I don't know. As long as you're a patron. No? Nah.
Free to patrons. Free to £3 patrons.
Brilliant.
And we are doing it on February the 10th.
You just called that a date. Where the fuck's that come from?
Why not? What's wrong with that then?
There's been I swear on my life, there's been no discussion of this until you just blurted out your own.
February 10th.
February 10th. See you there. Right, let's do it. Come on, I don't want to waffle too much about it because this is madness.
Yeah.
So,
it though? Is it madness?
Well, give me your week. So Monday, you go, Jimbo, can we do the podcast on Wednesday? Got stuff to do.
Yes.
Which I, in hindsight, result because the podcast would have come out and it would have been late, and then we would have missed all of this and your reaction to it. It's Wednesday today.
Fuck.
So then Tuesday comes. Tuesday night, I'm spinning away. I come out. And the news breaks. We'll all remember where we were when we heard those words, read those words, be it wherever it was. That Pochettino had been sacked.
Yes.
Elbow given.
Get out.
What you just put out a podcast talking about, maybe we should give him a bit more time.
Yeah, literally 3 hours before it. I put out a podcast that I actually put a lot of work into. Don't usually put a lot of work into, just turn the mic on and start talking. That's my thing, innit? Sure. But I'm putting loads of work for this pod. But it's like 7 interviews, all nicely engineered, nice audio, all that shit. And then, they fuck it by sacking him. But,
So where were you when you found out the news?
In a pub. I was in a pub in Old Street. Because I'm... and then
11:30 in the morning. Go on.
No, when did you get sacked? Last night, wasn't it?
Last night,
9ish, so... No, about 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
7.
I was in a pub and it wasn't surprising, but it was surprising to see if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
it was coming, but the words Pochettino is sacked. The idea that Pochettino isn't our manager is so weird.
How long is he manager?
He's the 5th longest serving manager in Premier League history.
In Premier League history?
Yeah, 5 years.
That's began. That's what old people say, isn't it? Old people go, because the game didn't stop for 90 minutes. No, but that's what
the game was much shitter though before the Premier League.
Was it?
Being honest.
I've only watched Premier League. Well, obviously I've watched Division 2, but it doesn't matter. So, the news comes out. Here's one thing. First thing to kick us off. Why did this news drop on a Tuesday? Once the international break's pretty much over and people are starting to look back at the Premier League, why is that done? And then why is news that Mourinho's in put out at 6 a.m. the next day? Feels like you're looking for attention a bit.
What, by releasing a story at 6 a.m?
Why are you doing it? So if Pochettino's going, right, why don't you do it at the start of the international break, wait a few days, let everyone mourn it, then go Mourinho and then go, right, off we go? Why do it at 7 o'clock and then why 6 a.m. the next morning when now we are all just at it talking about it and you haven't allowed the dust to settle?
Dust to settle on what? Out of respect for Poch?
Not respect for him, but in terms of... So, my point is that I feel...
What is your point?
My point is that I feel like it's a bit like they're looking for the attention of it.
We're one of the biggest football clubs in the world. What do you mean looking for attention?
I just think when things like this happen, there's a smart way of doing it.
What happened?
A quiet way of doing it, and this was a loud way of doing it.
I mean, you announced he's been sacked via Twitter and a website. It's up to people how they react.
But it's
We're a massive football club.
There's timing,
and people react, and that's what it is. If QPR came out and went, fucking Warburton's been sacked,
which wouldn't happen because he's brilliant.
I know, but if they said that, there would be less of a commotion because people don't really care.
No, that's not the point I'm making. You get the point I'm making.
They
could have done it at the start, or they've had 2 weeks to do it, and then they announced Mourinho the next morning at 6 a.m.
So it basically got announced when everything was finalised. Pochettino's have been in talks with Levy about his severance package.
Right.
And
they throwing money at it, aren't they?
12 mil.
They're throwing money at it.
Here
you go, Poch. Not even there, not even in the top pocket, just in the cob.
It's like Pochettino's like, well, I'm going to shh. Yeah, it's okay. It's another million.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Mourinho was like, can I have assurances that players will...
Yeah, exactly. Mourinho goes, there seems to be this sort of narrative that after 3 years I can't do it. So I can have a long... can have some sort of clause that means that I won't get... Throwing money at it.
The greatest thing about supporting a club as rich as Tottenham is if there is ever a really major problem, it's just...
like that.
What? Just throw
some liquid cash on it. Pochettino was on how much a year?
7.5.
How much is Mourinho on?
15.
Who's a better manager? Let us know.
Mourinho. He's won things, isn't he? What has he won?
Robbie was right!
Can you cut the video in? Can you find it and cut it in?
What bit?
The Ball Street video. The video we did with Ball Street.
What?
Me, you fucking made me do this.
You decide?
You stood me next to fucking...
Yeah, we ain't won nothing. Yeah,
cut
Robbie with his giant hands.
But what has he won?
We won nothing.
We won nothing!
He was right.
He was right. Look, can I just tell you where I am and how I feel? I'm sad, James. I'm sad because he changed the ethos at Tottenham. He changed the kind of football club we are. We were once a yellow-bellied football club, right? We would bend over at will. We could. Anyone want a bum? Want to bum me? This is what the Tottenham
mid-table bum. Mid-table bum.
The Tottenham are like running around going, anyone want to bum me? Go on, anyone, come over, give us a quick bum. That's what football club we used to be like.
Yeah.
We don't bend over for anybody anymore. Okay. If someone really wants us, they've got to pin us down.
Right.
Force it.
You're on a bad run though, aren't you? One in, was it 12 away games?
Yeah, we're 17th, no 14th.
25 points out of 24 games.
It's relegation form. He's got to go. Like any top club in the world wouldn't let Pochettino get away with what he's got. I'm really sad though because what I wanted is him to give him another window. Just give him another window.
Yeah.
Chuck some more money out.
Bro, yeah, if you're going to throw... Because there's... I guess 50 million, 7 million doesn't sound like that big of a difference when you think of all the money that's for transfer and stuff. Then you might as well give it to Pochettino. So that's my view on it. So this is the next question, right? You're saying he had to go?
I think
he should have gone.
No manager survives what he has survived. I can't think of a single time in the history of the modern era.
Yeah, usually the last 5 years.
Because I was thinking about
in the history of the modern era.
In the history of the Premier League, in the modern era, my point is in the modern era, managers of clubs with ambitions of finishing in the top 4 and maybe a title challenge every now and then. You don't keep managers that average.
Yeah, I've heard that a million times.
A point a game.
Yeah,
you just don't. And do you know what? I think it's not even the form. I think he would have been trusted and expected to turn it around. But I think there were bigger problems there. The stuff that's coming out since his sacking, which you don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rumour going around, and some of it's true and some of it isn't. And somewhere in the middle, there's the truth, right?
What do you think the truth is?
I think that he just got a bit...
So rumours include
that he hadn't taken a training session in 2 months, that he'd been watching the videos of the training sessions in his office.
Not coming out.
The atmosphere around him specifically was pretty bad. Players couldn't come to him and talk to him. Some of the players were surprised he's lasted as long as he has. That after the Champions League final, when you need to be a leader to your players...
Emotional, isn't it?
And then he fucked off back home to Barcelona, which apparently didn't go down very well. So You know, look, whatever it is, whatever the reason is, something wasn't right. And it doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter. The correct thing in this instance, because it seemed like there was no way of him turning around, is to leave and to separate your ties. And the thing is it's not like he's a great manager, and he will go on if he goes to Man United or Real Madrid and have great success. You know, he'll achieve things at their club that he never managed at Tottenham because he's that good. It's just that sometimes it's like you could be going out with a 10, right? An absolute worldie of a woman, stunning, right? But the fact of the matter is, after about 5 or 6 years, the sex gets a little bit boring. It's essentially the same body. Stunning body. It's the same. And you think, I'm going to get a new one.
You're going to get a new one. The one's a bit dirtier.
Bit older.
Rude. Bit dirtier.
Bit rude.
Yeah.
But
bit bitter, but you're somehow into that.
Absolutely filthy in the sack.
Yeah.
A lot of success.
Last one on the sort of, should he have gone or not, right?
Yeah, he should have gone.
So you think he should have gone?
Yeah.
Okay. Because where would it... This is the thing I think is really interesting. What's the line? Where's the line? Like, of when do you get to a point where... Because I think I'm a bit more like... Because it's a bit like, okay, right, it's going down. But if you stick around and go, right, Pochettino, you're more important than these players that we've got right now.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep the good ones. Get rid of the ones you don't want. You make a new squad. It might take you 2 years. Don't worry about it because I want you to be here for 15.
Yeah.
That is one route.
It is if the relationship's good. So if the form's the only issue, but if the relationship with players is good, the relationship with ownership is good, then of course he can go on and manage. But that's not the case, is it?
But this is my point: is if he's this great manager and he's all these things, there must be something. He must have a perception of this situation for his demeanour. If some of those things are even half true, for him to tweak his attitude or relationships with these different people, the players and Levy and stuff like that. So as much as it's all coming out from that side, what's the truth from Pochettino's viewpoint?
Yeah, I
wonder
think
what
he's just
that
fed
is.
up. I think he's pretty got just fed up with it. It's like, I can't be fucked anymore to do this job. I can't motivate the players, or I can't be bothered to reinvigorate it or start a rebuild again. And he just needs he needs a new challenge. Yeah. And he's lost the dressing room.
The 10-year managers not exist anymore then? Do you think?
They exist if...
Because Pochettino's done brilliant, everyone thinks he's great, his stock hasn't dropped, but somehow he had to go. That doesn't... Because there's an element that doesn't make sense, because you're bringing now someone who is divisive, who is truculent at times, who is grumpy, who can create a really negative vibe. For someone who's got integrity and but all those other things.
But he's basically.
So what's the point?
Pochettino, he's like he's bummed the kids, isn't he?
What? What?
He's bummed the kids. You can't forgive him after bumming the kids.
Oh my god, that's the worst thing you've ever said on this. He's bummed the kids. You want them? Oh my god. I would say explain yourself.
Like if you know someone...
He didn't mean to, and he's a good guy, but he has bummed the kids, so he's going to have to go, I'm afraid. Because it's just not safe for them. That's terrible.
You can't go back. Once you bum the kids, you can't go back.
Right, in your experience.
So my point is, Jim, is the milk has turned sour. It's done. It's done. It needed to be done. It's not about integrity. It's not about any of those things. It's about points on the board. And he got 25 from 24 games. Right? So there's no... The fact is that whatever's happened, or whatever the truth is, the fact of the matter is we are 14th in the league and our squad is ridiculously above that level and he's underperforming. And against Brighton, it was the worst performance I've ever seen from a Spurs side. Ever. So...
That's not true.
Did you watch it? It was awful.
In comparison to your expectations, it might have been the worst performance ever.
Brighton looked like Barcelona. And they're not
Stuart Nethercott. Okay? Dean Austin.
Yeah.
Did he play?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So, perspective. Let me know in the comments below, good call or bad call. That's why I want to know.
It's,
I reckon the bulk of people
I'm
would say it's a bad call.
But yeah, well, people kind of have a fleeting glance at Tottenham every now and then on Match of the Day. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. You can't manage Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, and get 25 points from 24 games. You can't. You just can't. We haven't won away in 12 games.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
It's not good. Something's wrong. You have to change. He will go on and do amazing things. And really, I'm talking about all the reasons why he's been sacked. All I really want to talk about is how much I love him.
But that comes back to my point of like, you should have let that happen, allow yourselves to grieve, then go, right, we've got to start again now.
I didn't do anything.
I'm not saying
the club
you
did it.
I know.
The club did it. I've just got to go along with it, ain't I?
I'm saying the marketing team has been quite clever there because they're looking for as much attention as possible, and that is what Jose Mourinho will bring to Spurs as a club.
A lot of attention.
A lot more. You're going to have more attention than you've ever
he's a big name, isn't he?
So what do you think about Mourinho?
He's a big name, a big fish. I just think it's just.
I would love someone to clip up every Mourinho comment you've made.
A massive football club, aren't we? The great thing about Mourinho is he said, I'd never manage Tottenham. I love Chelsea too much. I would never manage Tottenham. I've won more trophies than they have in entire history. And
it's true,
yet here he is. What do I think of him? I'm cautious in the most extreme. How many times I've said it? I called his sacking from Man United when they were second in the league. I was saying the game was passed him by.
Oh, that was it. Can someone find this? In a one for the weekend, I think it was around February, I called that Poch was next. I called it. So someone find it because he doesn't believe me.
Respect?
Next to go. Next to the big guys to go.
Oh, the big guys. So you have little caveats then? Because I'm sure you're probably saying next managers.
Next important.
I'm worried that the game has passed him, that his tactics and his way of playing football has been usurped by new brands of football. He has said, because I said to you as we were getting the train over here, I said to you, maybe he's developed a new philosophy. Maybe he's got a new way of playing. He's been out of the game 11 months. And do you know what? There was an interview of him and he cried a little bit when he's saying how much he misses football.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a nice guy.
There's a heart in there somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. That said, a leopard doesn't change his spots.
That's true. And also, Arsenal fans hate him.
That is the silver lining for you, isn't it? You've got Arsenal fans, the person they hate the most, it would be someone linked with Man United, Chelsea and Spurs.
All the
cards.
He's been linked with Arsenal loads over the last month or two, right? And all the Arsenal fans going, you mean he's a winner, right? Spurs just going, Jose, do you know something?
Yeah.
I mean, spoken to him. It's like, do you?
It'll wind up. Get the coach down.
Do you fancy managing Tottenham?
Well, no, I'm going to go manage. Where do I go?
What's that? 15 or what?
This is great to listen to. Just hearing. What about his Machiavellian nature, as you like to put it?
Yeah.
The fact that every word that you've said about Jose Mourinho whilst he was Man United manager.
Yes.
What if Jose Mourinho got the Man United job? What would you be saying at him?
I would say this backward step. I'll be saying that he's a dinosaur, that his best days are behind him. But he's not. He's our manager, so I'm going to spin it and say he's a winner. We're almost guaranteed to win a trophy
guaranteed
now.
League, yeah, guaranteed League Cup. At least Community Shield.
What if we win the league? Oh, we could do the double this year.
Here's what I would say. Right?
We're still in the Champions League. We could do the famous treble. Like, seriously, he's good enough manager to do it.
Imagine.
Like, he has the tactical, he has the experience. He's won 2 Champions League trophies, 3 Premier League titles. All right?
Do you know what I would say?
He's the second most decorated football manager in the history of the game.
You sound like a United fan until they turn.
Is that right?
I don't know. I know he's good. I know we all know he's won trophies. We know that.
So why not with Spurs? We've got the infrastructure there. We've got the money.
Yeah.
Right. We've got a stadium.
Yeah.
We've got training facilities.
Yeah.
We've got a good starting squad.
Well, that's it. So again, another question for people. If I gave you Man United squad and Man United squad when Mourinho left, which has struggled since, or
it's almost worse now.
Possibly. And why is that?
Because of the Goblin.
Yeah. or I give you Spurs' squad. He would take that's a Mourinho squad.
I tell you what, a good question is right. Is Mourinho going to Spurs and Pochettino going to United? Who takes which squad further in the shortest amount of time? Pochettino's got a lot more work to do.
Yeah,
but he gets players responding.
And that's another question. Does Mourinho get that squad going? Can he do that? And will the voice and the message that he's trying to get across? It can't be unless it's super different behind closed doors, and it may well be. And he loves that siege mentality and all that stuff. These are two very different people.
Well, Glenn Johnson said...
Glenn Johnson
said the best training he's ever had was under Mourinho. The most fun he's ever had in training. This is...
most fun. But they were winning, weren't they?
They won the league.
Yeah, and they were winning like so much money. That I could say anything.
Well, look, if you're a player and Jose Mourinho walks into your dressing room, would you feel that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Depends who you are, because he's dug out a load of them. Like Dele Alli, I think Dele Alli, you could see the best out of Dele Alli. I think those two could fit in terms of personality.
They're both like pair of arseholes, aren't they?
yeah, a great phrase. Pair of arseholes. The fact, those two could work in terms of he's a little bit nasty at times. Dele Alli's got that in him. Mourinho's got that in him. And you could fit that together.
Yeah.
But Mourinho's hasn't he been quite derogatory towards him in videos recently? Was when he's been on Sky. So this is my point. Is that.
No, I don't know if he has. I know other people have. Graham Souness, for example.
I think Mourinho had said something as well. I might be wrong. But
well, sell him then. Get him out of the club. If you don't want to be there, don't want to play under him, get him out.
But that's my point. Why not? If you're going to get him out of your club, why don't you just do that with Pochettino?
Buy another one. What? What do you mean with Pochettino? It was broken with Poch. Why do we keep going over this, Jim?
Because I'm not sure it was broken, is my point. And I don't think...
25 points from 24 games, it is broken. That's relegation form.
It's broken down.
That fat myth would have taken us down. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure you're getting a better manager.
Probably not, Jim, but something had to change, right? Something had to change. You couldn't carry on. I love Pochettino. I didn't want it to end like this. I really didn't. But you can't get dominated by Brighton. You can't.
Yeah. We asked you for some brave takes on Twitter. At James Allcott. Fancy it.
That's why you're getting some followers and I'm not getting followers, isn't it?
What?
Because you're banging it out with James Allcott. Don't forget what you did at the beginning.
Got to bring it up. They know about it. That's fine. Right, James Lawrence Longcock. Even if he fails after 2 years, Spurs fans will look back fondly on Mourinho if he gives them trophies. Agree?
Yeah, that's true. They will.
That's almost a calm take.
What trophy though? The League Cup literally doesn't matter to anybody. Even if you're QPR and you win a League Cup.
Well, that's our only major trophy, so it doesn't
and ours. We're in the same boat there, aren't we?
Man, the myth, the McKenna. Not actually Lawrence, but anyway. Mourinho.
What's going on here? Like this is one of Lawrence's what do you call them?
Followers.
What are they called though?
Loslims. So good.
That is good. So what are they just watching all the content and associated content? Like if someone knows Lawrence.
No,
listen, let me finish. So because you know Lawrence and I know Lawrence, they're like, oh, well, he knows Lawrence, so I'm going to go and watch their content as well.
Maybe.
Is that what's going on?
Maybe.
Leave the Loslim. Stop becoming a Loslim and become a Jaffin.
A Jaffinism. I don't know. No, I'm not really into that.
All right, no. What do you mean you're into it?
Well, I don't want a religion.
Sorry,
that's all right.
You're into smashing your like button.
Yeah.
Can we?
That's all I need from you.
Guys, can we hit 2,000 likes to this week, please, guys?
I don't know, can we? Mourinho's still a Chelsea legend. We let him go and didn't go for him when he was available, and a top manager like him will be picked up by... I'm sorry. I'm going to move on from that. Can't even read that. Danny Lightfoot, both Spurs and Poch are better off without the other one. Poch will get a job at one of Europe's elite. At least you're not elite. And Spurs get someone new at the helm who will win them trophies.
Sorry, weren't we runners-up in the elite competition last year?
You don't...
Who does he support? Who said that? Who does he support?
Danny Lightfoot.
Who does he support? Click on his name. Click on his name. Who does he support?
I mostly post about football.
Well, yeah, go down. Let's get a little... He won't even put who he supports because it's someone's shit. That's what it is.
It's not. What is shit? There's no such thing.
QPR.
No, QPR are mediocre. Front Post Football. As a Liverpool fan, we should win the league now, and if we don't, then we are at risk of being the new ultimate bottle job clubs.
Yeah.
Hashtag brave takes. That is a brave take because Liverpool fans won't be happy with that. But as a Liverpool fan, you've been brave enough to say that. Well done.
Because that's one thing that does get to Liverpool fans. The bottle job. I remember talking. Me and Chris Redman when we did the preview to the thing, and we was like, this is like the ultimate bottle job challenge now, isn't it? Because it's Liverpool and Spurs, and it turns out we are the biggest.
Because it was you.
Yeah, we are. It was us. No, but he didn't like it. He got irritated by it, so I saw that. But the problem with them is that's in the back of their mind that they're 9 points ahead now. Surely not again, but.
They will lose.
It's going to be hard for
them.
They
will lose 4 games at least. At least. This is a good league. I've said it every week. This is a good league.
Man City are packed though, aren't they, this year?
Man City will probably lose 8. And Liverpool still win the league. But Liverpool won't be smooth sailing.
If you're a Liverpool fan watching this, you might as well start celebrating now. You're that much better than everybody.
Owen, our boy Owen Lawrence.
But how good is the new Tottenham?
Wow, Owen Lawrence.
We could win the Premier League trophy this year.
Tottenham Hotspur 2020 Champions League winners, says Owen Lawrence.
Come on, Owen.
Jaff and Lover. Freddie, Mourinho is the second best manager to ever grace the Premier League.
Who's first? Who's first?
Fergie, innit? Fergie.
What? So Mourinho? I mean, on paper, Mourinho is a better manager than.
That's a fact.
So on trophies won.
Yeah. He's your manager now. Isn't that weird? Isn't it?
Yeah, he's
like, I would say it.
He's like maybe who knows?
I tell you what though,
we might have one of these.
Maybe.
It's not 6.
Sign of a robot.
1.
Do you know what could be? What if it goes worse? Could get worse, can it?
Oh God, could you imagine?
When you just let the goals dry up, just not even scoring goals.
I
tell you what.
How many games
if you got relegated? If he got relegated, it'd be so good.
How many games, Jim? How many games would you give?
And Mourinho does that the Canio thing, like Sunderland, where he goes over and goes,
Jim,
don't fucking tell you.
Jim, how many games does Mourinho get before he gets sacked if he doesn't win?
Yeah, that little game we did earlier in the season.
What did we say about Poch? I said about 6 games, didn't I?
No, that's a look back. Yeah, maybe.
Mourinho, if he doesn't win in 10 games, got to go.
Yeah.
He has to.
It's not working.
Get
Poch back in.
Get
Poch back in for keep doubling it. So you've gone 7 million to 15 million. Offer Poch 30 million. Yeah. That's smart. Maybe you should have just stuck with him.
Did you see West Ham posted a video of saying something like, "We'll be seeing you Saturday, Jose," right? And then they put a little video of West Ham beating Man United last year. What?
Nitpicking, isn't it? Nit flexing.
That's
what that is, nit flexing.
Yeah. To West Ham fans' credit, they said, "Please delete this. This is embarrassing."
Here's one. Vincent Juarez. Just a quick question. How long until Spurs announce Matic?
We've already got Dyer, almost the same player.
Matic should do a proper job though.
I bet fucking Mourinho is going to stick Dyer in CDM straight away.
You think? Boom.
Yeah.
Little like Dyer will be your new bus. Josh Gaventa, the Fine Cock will eclipse AFTV this year.
No, because every time we lose, literally every time we lose, I lose about 30% of my listeners.
Final thoughts? Moving forward? It's been Spurs season, isn't it? The whole Premier League has been all about Spurs.
Do you know, we might actually lose the bottle job thing now. Because Mourinho wins stuff, doesn't he? That's what he does.
I wouldn't be surprised if he won the FA Cup.
I'll take it.
Just
right
get
now.
It done,
just get it done. Get
it done.
Get that monkey off your back.
Yeah.
Where
will Mourinho take Spurs this season? Let us know in the comments. Quick final place.
4th.
He's optimistic. I'm going to go with...
You've got to be optimistic.
I'm going to go with 6th. Hangs on for the summer and then struggles a bit between September, the new season, and Christmas, and goes at the end of that season. New Jaff and Lovers debut comment. Jamie Russell Hashtag brave take. I'm a Sunderland fan and I doubt anyone else has a worse away record for watching their team than me. I've been to... there you go, it could be worse. 23 Sunderland away games in my life and we've only won one.
Even in the lower leagues?
Yeah, well, they've just slowly dropped. And they've been... Well, actually, they should have done a bit better in the league.
Are they going up?
Need to get to more games, don't you, mate? Which is a less than 2% win record. And the win was away at Fulham, where Adam Johnson scored a hat-trick, so that doesn't even count. Thank you for your debut comment. If
it does count.
If you want to.
It does count. He wasn't necessarily a sex offender at that point. Do all the previous good work you do get wiped off as soon as you've...
It's like Bill Cosby, isn't it? Have you seen that, Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, but Bill... what is
he
it?
He rapes and he saves.
He rapes and he saves?
Dave Chappelle does this bit of stand-up where he talks about... He sets it up at the start. I'm ruining it for you. He sets it up at the start and he talks about pitching this movie about this guy. He's a superhero and he can fly and he can save lives, but he gets his powers by touching a woman's vagina. So he's running around going, I need to touch someone's vagina. There's people dying here. And then at the end he talks about Bill Cosby and everything that he's done.
Right.
But he gave the money, I think, that allowed for the sound system that allowed Martin Luther King to do that speech, that famous speech. And so he does a lot of good. Those things have saved lives, stopped the march, whatever. So he saves lives, but he rapes.
But he rapes because he's like Achilles' heel.
He rapes, but he saves.
Right. It's the same thing. A lot of people that do really bad things, if they're rich and able, will give to charity to kind of compensate, like Jimmy Savile, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, let's not get those.
Armstrong. I know we talked about this before.
Lance Armstrong, yeah.
Lance Armstrong.
Doubled down, didn't he?
Why?
Just generally he started suing people for claiming that he'd cheated. And he had.
But, yeah, he cheated.
It's a bit like Prince Andrew.
Yeah, he's fucking weird, that guy.
It's
so bad.
It's so obvious.
Do you know what's really weird is people saying he made a mistake for doing that interview. No, he made a mistake for allegedly having sex with an underage girl, right? That's your mistake, not for doing the interview. Anyway, Armstrong, yeah? He cheated at riding bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he done a lot of good work for cancer.
Right, yeah.
So just fucking forgive him. Like, so what? He cheated at riding a bike. It's bicycle riding. It means nothing. No one even watches it.
People watch it.
Who gives a shit? No. How many people watch it? Like, if you walk past...
Millions of people watch it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who watches...
Yeah.
What?
From Surrey. We've got loads of mates who watch it.
Fucking weirdos. Listen. He's done more good than the cheating at the bike, riding a bike.
Yeah, but I don't think I think you're not allowed to continue all the good and the hype that comes with and the sort of the byproduct of that, which is the sort of glory of.
So cancer needs to be worse because he can't have that. So we're saying, don't worry about all the people dying of cancer, because you need to be punished for cheating at riding a bike. You're not going to be able to...
I hear your point, and it's very complex. I would suggest that, actually, if we're giving money to a charity, there's lots of different charities, but you're going to struggle to get the same kind of goodwill from people when you're a cheat.
I've got another question for you. What if he knew he was going to cheat all along? But he knew that the fame that would come from riding a bicycle, right, would boost the charity and do more good work for cancer.
He didn't.
Yeah, how do you know?
Because he didn't.
You don't know. Maybe he did.
No, because the aim was to be a world champion. It wasn't to be, I can start this charity.
If he was a boxer, I'd get it, because you can hurt someone. He's riding a bike, Jim. He's pushing pedals around.
And they were all cheating, weren't they?
They all did. Have you not seen Icarus? You seen the Icarus thing?
That's incredible. One of the best documentaries ever.
Really, really good documentary. They're all cheating. So why is he getting thrown under the bus? He's doing all the good work. The others are not. They're literally, all they do is ride a bike. He's riding a bike and curing cancer. Give him a break.
You put it like that.
What was it, Oprah Winfrey?
Yeah.
Yeah, she threw him under the bus.
She had to be strong.
She grilled him.
In the interview. Yeah, she had to grill him.
Leave him alone.
He's a cheat.
So what? At riding a bike. If I cheated at Monopoly, right, which I have done, excuse me. If I cheated at Monopoly, right, I've cheated.
Yeah.
The same level of importance, riding a bike and playing Monopoly.
Yeah, but it's the value of the sport as well. It's like you're getting mixed up with two different things. Because you don't think it's important, cycling is important, doesn't mean it's not important.
It's not a sport, it's a pastime. Riding a bike is a pastime. Isn't it?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Unbearable fans. Last week I went on a bit of a rant about Chelsea. The guy who shouted over there.
Yeah. Well, we've got some more.
A few people are tucking in, saying it could be a bit. Let's chuck it out there.
Could be a bit.
Let's see if that shit sticks to the wall.
Yeah.
Unbearable fans, this is called. So hashtag unbearable fans if you hear nonsense in the crowd. Matt Lesnar. Okay, the James at the Chelsea game bit might be the best bit of all time. Can we make it a bit? That's what I'm doing now. Jamie Hart. Worst thing I've heard at the Borough game is if just run a bit more.
Run around a bit.
This guy literally weighs the same as a baby elephant. And the same guy shouts, "Stop fanning around with it." And then we go direct. And he then shouts, "For God's sake." Hypocrisy in the crowd is annoying. This one's good. Andrew Shearer. Best/worst thing I've ever heard shouted by fans in a ground happened in the mighty Huntley FC versus Keith FC derby.
Keith
FC. Yeah, in the Highland League. The two sets of fans were sitting on opposing sidelines, right? Opposing sidelines of the ground, and the total attendance was probably under 150. So there's a Keith fan and a Huntley fan. I don't know if we can both do this at the same time. So I'll be a Keith fan. So one fan goes, "There's only one side of the park playing football here, and it's the left side."
And the Huntley fan says, "Well, that depends on what side you're watching from."
Hey?
Left for us is Huntley. For you, it's Keith.
Oh, aye. I suppose that's right enough.
Okay, cheers.
That's quality.
Yeah. Are you like these tiny football clubs?
Yep.
Can you really be a fan of them? Like, is it real? Do you know what I mean? If there's only 150 people there, is it worth it?
Is it worth it? What do you mean? I know what you're trying to do.
If there's 150... Jim, there's 150 people, right?
Yeah.
What kind of tradition can be founded from 150 people? And it's not even 150 people. There's like 70 people from each side. What? It's just a waste of time. I think just cancel football from anything below like Championship.
Well, so I found this actually the other week. Ryan Morris said this: low football energy. I'm not answering that shite. Lads, I need some help. I've been at this. I thought this might be good for you.
Okay.
I've been a football fan my whole life. Played it my whole life. I'm in second year of uni and I've had a season ticket at Everton for 10 years. I was at the game on Sunday and I fell out of love with football because I woke up to the fact that there's so much money and corruption in football that the sport at the highest level has become meaningless. There's been countless incidents of FIFA being corrupt, and I'm worried it's now the same with the Premier League. To my mind, there seems to be too much money involved for it to be left to chance as to who wins each game. You'd be surprised. Genuinely gutted about this, as I love the sport and still love Everton, but cannot get it out of my mind that it's no longer about two sets of 11 players and 2 goals and a ball. I somehow need to have my faith reinstated in the Premier League and the Champions League if Everton get there one day. Love the pod. Watch for ages.
Cheers, mate.
First of all, mate, you lost me right at the end there by going, I somehow need to have my faith reinstated in the Premier League and the Champions League.
Yeah, so he's saying that he's lost faith in football when Champions League, the winners of the Champions League will get in there.
But by saying just those two things, you're forgetting the rest of football, which is the whole point. And actually, if you jump down here, you might actually find out the pure beauty of the game. I
think the problem is that you people in the Premier League, the only thing that's important is winning. You got to win. Like Sky Sports would have you believe that if you're not in the top 4, you're nothing. The Europa League is a joke. They even laugh at themselves. Their own Twitter account is a joke.
And why is it a joke?
I don't know.
It's a joke because it's not the Champions League. Isn't
it? And it's
not the cool group.
Exactly, it's bollocks. And the fact is all of this stuff, all of this drive to success and can we win the league? We must win the league. We must win trophies. It takes away what's actually beautiful about football, and that's belonging.
VAR.
Belonging to something greater than yourself. And it doesn't matter if they win. You go to Everton because you're a toffee, and your dad is probably, and you go to fucking Goodison. You have your beer, you have your tradition, you have your pie. You see your mates. You see your dad at Loftus Road. It doesn't matter how good you are. You go because you are Everton. That is your football club. And despite the football that has become a cesspit, where clubs like Tottenham can throw money at any problem, and Man City are most likely to win the league because they've got all the money, and the disparity between the have-nots and have it gets bigger. But that's not what's important. Don't buy into that shit. Go to Everton because you love your football club.
I've thought about this loads because being a QPR fan, where you kind of, okay, well, you have the best season of your life. You know, when we won the title, we were champions of England, winning the championship, won that title, lifted that trophy,
Stupid.
But then you get into the Premier League, and it's like a new step and a new world, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
It's like when you're year 7, year 6, you're just fucking loving it, and then you move into year 7, you're just getting smashed about by everyone. It's horrible.
That's exactly what it's like.
That's exactly what it's like. So I think you have to
not just like the scrutiny and the tension comes with it, and it's hard because every defeat comes with it, vitriolic abuse, people laughing at you. You can't just get defeated when you go in the Premier League. All the attention comes with it. Like people will go to lengths. The amount of fucking tweets I had last night, people were laughing at me. Like I'd done it. You sacked Pochettino. You get Mourinho. I'm like, what, mate? I haven't done any of this. I've just supported my football club. But Daniel Levy did it. Tweet him.
Yeah. But the point I was going to make was that the Europa League is brilliant if you care about it, or the Championship is important if you care about it, or the Premier League. I think it's tougher for those teams that are sort of lower in the Premier League. Yeah, but even then, they've got something to slowly work towards. That's why teams like Leicester City are so important, because not just winning the league a couple of years ago, but if you get a load of sort of younger guys and then they get better, a couple of experienced guys, and then you make 3 or 4 big signings. I know it sounds simplifying it, but you can start to move to a point where Leicester City could win the league. So it can all be done, but you have to focus on your bit and forget about the rest and try and enjoy that as much as possible. Yeah, that would be my advice.
But you're right to have these frustrations, and I think everybody processes it at some point. And it shows your intellect that you're falling out of love with football.
But keep going to the game. And,
mate, honestly, don't if you don't want to. There's got shit stuff that you can do that's better with your time.
It's that time.
It's just my
box is full of
my fucking toilet today, is it?
Keep going, because there's nothing like
a home win. Bit disappointed in you.
I'm gonna have this time.
That tap in the front, fucking tap in the kitchen needs a home win. Wobbly.
It's an old one, mate. Yeah. I mean, I've had a look at the front door. We had a couple of problems with the old the key metal bit at the front of it, and I sorted that out. A couple of nails.
Key metal bit at the front of it.
And I got myself some of that Gorilla Glue.
What Jim's actually done is he Gorilla Glued it to the door and hasn't put nails in it. The holes where the nails should go.
I actually did. I don't worry about it. So I got this one. But when bought Gorilla Glue, and then she was making a cup of tea or something. So I said, "Oh no, I'll just do it before we have tea." Put Gorilla Glue on it. Put that on. Got the drill out. Just went there and went, "Hang on." That should do it. I wins!
But you pretended.
Yeah.
But didn't she notice that there's no nails in there?
She's in a different room, mate. She didn't
actually understand.
She didn't actually look at it again.
She don't get it. She don't get it.
I was like, no, the nail's behind that. Yeah. It's behind the bit that's glued on.
I bet she was right turned on, wasn't she?
Yeah. So that is great.
Run out of battery.
It may do. I was about to go. But there's nothing better, a better sound, a more professional sound, if you are looking to fake it out there. It's just a... much better. Welcome to Home Wins. That's when we highlight and celebrate some of the best and undeserved DIY jobs out there in the game today. First of all, Jimmy A.
Jimmy.
Where do you think Jimmy's from?
Jimmy might be America.
Jimmy says, home runs are amazing. I actually love.
Home runs is amazing. I actually love.
It's home wins.
Home wins, Jim. I mean, what the fuck, mate? What the fuck? Are we pissing about here?
Yeah.
Are we fucking about? That's a fucking drill.
Yeah.
This is a fucking hammer.
Yeah,
and it's going right through his fucking forehead.
Normally I'd say calm down, but on this occasion...
fucking runs.
Fine.
Have a word for yourself.
Do you want me to just open the window and piss out of it? Am I pissing in the wind? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Home runs. What's worse, home runs or I actually lolled?
I actually lolled. All of it's pretty bad, Jim.
Yeah.
I'd recommend not watching anymore.
Right?
No,
out.
Bless her.
You, Jimmy.
Bless him. Bless him, Jim. Jim, what I would say is you've got one more chance. Next week, please leave another comment that's better than that one.
Okay, yeah. It just has to be better than that one.
Just
Should be fine.
Any improvement will be fine.
Right. David.
Roper.
You need the drill, actually.
Why?
Because when I do home wins, you do the drill bit, don't you?
No, but the battery running out.
You double whammy.
Yeah. Just feel like fucking smashing some cunt's head in.
Yeah.
Is that what I mean?
You've never...
Do you ever feel that?
Yeah.
Just
sometimes, yeah.
Just like someone gives you a bit of jip.
Yeah.
And you just like...
Because
you just have the hammer and you just think, I'm going to smash it at his head.
Yeah.
So claret comes out of it.
You've never been more attractive to me. Right, let's do this. David
Roper.
At uni halls, toilets blocked.
Look.
One lad tries to unblock the toilet for about 20 minutes using a plunger and various methods. I'm sat in the kitchen and joke about using his hand to unblock it. Next minute, a plastic bag is strapped around his hand and it's down the bog. He fails again. Everyone else in the flat is saying how disgusting it is. I then walked into the toilet on my own and stood there for about 5 seconds with the lid of the toilet down and wondering what kind of shit mix is under. And I didn't want to touch the lid. So I walked out again. The other lad goes back in and shouts that I fixed it. I claimed the victory over the toilet and the other lad and felt like doing a knee slide down the corridor. Home wins. That is one of my best ones. You literally just went and go, oh no. And they go, fixed it.
That's good.
That's so good.
That's good. Just if you want a proper home win, right? But if you've got a blocked toilet at home, right? What you do is you get a mop, right? If your toilet is blocked, and I'm not talking about a little bit blocked, I'm talking about to the rim, shitty water blocked, right?
Right.
You get a mop, and you put it in there.
Yeah.
Just put it up and down a bit.
Yeah.
And what that does, it creates a suction, doesn't it?
Right. Sort of
And the tissue stuck in the fucking in the U-bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes.
Right.
And then all the shit water goes with it. So if you ever need to do it, just... No one wants to stick around down a shitty toilet now, do they, Jim?
Of course not. Another one, just quickly, if instead of bleach, if you put Coca-Cola around the toilet bowl, it's apparently gives it a little clean. Craig said...
I don't think...
Well, I've said it now, so just shut up. First time comment, and I'm starting with a home win.
Right.
So a while ago, Mrs. was pregnant, so you know me being a handy geezer.
That means he's over 16, which is fucking good.
Yeah, this is great. Me being a handy... Well, we hope so.
Oh, yeah, otherwise he started very early, my son.
Being a handy geezer, thought I'd redecorate the spare room. I started with stripping the wallpaper and giving the walls a nice lick of paint. Made some shelves and put them up. Put some new plug sockets in with them USB ports built in.
Oh, big dog.
Yeah. And to top it off, laid a new carpet. Took me the best part of half a day. Half a day? That's about 6 weeks for me. Step back, thought to myself, job done. So I went for a kip. He's a proper bird, this guy. As I was on night shift, fast forward a few hours, 5 a.m. in the morning, I get a text whilst on shift. And Mrs. Waters broke, so I rush home to get back to take her to hospital. She wasn't ready. Bloody women. Got back home, got into the baby's room just to get a few things sorted and realised the carpet feels wet. I'd only gone and knocked the radiator and it had drained all over. So after a long shift and a rush around, I only had to rip up the carpet and then go back to the hospital to deliver the baby. And after a whole 48 hours, no sleep for me, get back and relay the carpet because it's what I do. Look, now looks great and the missus couldn't be happier with how it looked.
But he's
too good.
Yeah, he's an actual He's done good work there. This is about getting credit.
Yeah.
More credit than you do.
Respect.
Or milking. Yeah, absolutely.
Respect.
Mate, that is a man.
The USB ports in particular.
That's
congratulations on your kid.
A real man. Real man.
Right.
Well, we don't know what kind of kid it will grow up to be.
Yeah.
Don't say congratulations. He might grow up to be a fucking murderer.
Just keep an eye on it. Good.
Mate, what's his name?
God knows.
What's his name?
It's I, Craig Z.
Craig. Keep him on your kid, mate.
Yeah, if you could. Two quick fire ones as well. And a new accent coming up. Could be an absolute car crash. Joe Fairhurst. Last Cockney one before we go to something else. Home win here. It might be a record for the youngest home win ever. In primary school, I was probably 9 when a girl in my class who I kind of liked came with a broken toy. It was some crappy little McDonald's Happy Meal looking toy, and whatever it was supposed to be, it wasn't doing it. And the best part is her dad couldn't fix it. I took it home and realised that the batteries are upside down. It took me about a minute to fix it. When I came into the playground the next day and returned it to her all fixed, I felt like a god. Love the pod. Home wins for Joe Hurst.
Joe, that's well done, mate. Congratulations. Later in life, that would probably end up in a...
Could help. Key bit of that sentence, later in life.
Yeah.
Right, Callum. See if you can guess the accent. A bit nervous. Right.
Scottish.
The Dutch bird at my unit. He lost their keys. I was in a panic. I didn't want to pay the 25 quid to get them replaced. Asked me how much I can't do it.
Do it.
Asked me how much I thought it would be to get a new set of keys cut from the temporary replacement. She'd been given for 7 days in order to find the lost keys. But I got it so honestly. I told her I could do it for free, as I used to cut keys in my old shop a few years back. Little did she know it was my brother who worked in a shop, and it was him that got it done. Either way, keys get cut, and I'm the lifesaver, and I've done fuck all. Hashtag home win, kind of. Also, I'm Scottish, not Cockney, but continue as you like, James. I gave it a go.
Well done.
Congratulations, Callum. Home wins. And finally, teased it at the start of the show, we end with some shark fact first, and then the big finale. Excited?
I am.
Take that as a yes. We are on shark fact number 10.
Okay.
The first pup to hatch inside the sand tiger shark.
You read that one last week.
Okay. The first use of the word shark in English occurred in 1569. Previously, English sailors and fishermen used the term sea dog.
Ooh.
Or it could be a new dog instead of a big dog. A sea dog. Or the Spanish tiburon. It could possibly be from the German Schurk, which is a variant of Schurke, scoundrel villain, from Schurgen to pokester. Not sure what that means. I'm going to give you another one because I'm happy with that. Weird things that have been found in shark stomachs. Here we go. Shoes.
I bet one of them is a license plate of a vehicle.
Shoes, chairs, the rear half of a horse, a box of nails, ocean wind, a torpedo, drums, and a bottle of wine. Have you been drinking the sharks again?
Yeah.
Lovely drop.
They tiger sharks are like, they eat loads of shit.
Right, this is the moment. You ready, Flav?
Yeah.
This is exciting. Okay, so huge thank you and congratulations to McSlash,
Right.
who last week he said, and I think you might have sent him the challenge, I can't remember. Last week he said, I've spent the last 30 minutes trying to think of more shark fact lyrics to the tune of Fix You. I'm calling it Shark Facts You. That was until I realised that Coldplay have another song called Sparks, and now I can't stop singing I Saw Sharks.
I saw sharks.
To myself. So you said, can you do it? He's only gone and done it. Lads, I had a spare 3 hours, so I cracked on with the Shark Facts song I started last week. I tried to incorporate a few of the shark facts from previous weeks.
Good.
You ready? Do you want to sing with me, or do you want to sing?
No, you do it, because I'll fuck it up. But we will play this. We will perform this live at the live show.
Yeah, and everyone will get involved.
At February 10th.
Every 10th. Do you even know what that day that is? Right.
No idea.
Okay, here we go. No BDA this week, but there will be next week. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash that like button, and we'll play you out with Coldplay's Fix You instrumental. This is, sorry, just to reiterate, this song is Shark Fact You.
Just before you start, is it not going to get copyrighted?
Might do, but I feel like it's worth it.
Alright.
I thought about that. You're worth it, Slash. That's what it's about. It's about the community.
Become a patron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're not, you're listening to this now.
Yeah.
What's that? Hang on. Got to get this right. Can't be getting this wrong. It's too good. I'm worried it's gonna keep playing, right?
I don't know. Have you tried this?
Yeah, I've just done it once.
This is so weird.
If a shark eats food that it can't keep down, it can thrust its stomach out of its mouth and turn the whole thing inside out. Sharks can't reverse. They die if they're dragged backwards. Make us swim up to 50 k's. Greenland's live to a ripe old age. Avoid Australia on your holiday. Don't go to Perth. A lot of attacks in Western Australia. Watching sharks at home. There's so much to know, and I will try to shark fact you.
This is incredible.
I don't know when it kicks in. That means yet. Great white strike from down below, up to 60 feet while a shark grows. Sharks have cartilage but don't have bones. They're dinosaurs.
Amazing. Sing with us.
Watching sharks at home. There's so much to know, and I will try to shark fact you. Wait. Tears stream down your face. Stay away from the sea when you menstruate. And if you pee a mile away, a shark will track you. Tears stream down your face. Stay away from the sea when you menstruate. If you pee a mile away, a shark will track you. tears stream down your face. Stay away from the sea when you menstruate.
And if you pee,
a mile away, a will track you. Watching shots at home. There's so much to know, and I will try
softly.
to shock fact you.
Good.